Fine. So this new theme approach, it revolves around two major concepts. You don't have to worry, son, about them, but there are two major concepts. It's called a color pack. And kwenye theme color, you're always going to have just uh, two color packs. So you're going to have a dominant color pack and a surface color pack. So ukija kwenye when you see this when you see a UI like this, you already say like it's a dominantly blue, and but the surface is kind of white there. And just with these two concepts, you can really start to see the power of it. There is a reason why I've used the word dominant over something like primary. And as we dive deeper into what a color pack is, I think you'll understand more. So your theme object is going to revolve around the two things, a dominant and a surface color pack. But before we even go further, a theme color can either have a light nature or a dark nature. We're going to see more when we try to work on it. But this is just a sealed class, as you can see. It could either be light or dark. But within a particular color pack, you have an actual color and a contrast color. Roughly, this would translate into background and foreground. But because we've seen sometimes what is actually in the background can come on the foreground, and what is actually in the foreground can be in the background, depending on how things are. Um, I think actual and contrast color. So that contra is meant is short for contrast, but I think that's the case. So for each color pack, you're going to have an actual color and a contra color. And so that we're on the same page here, I can run this and you see. So for example, when you check this section here, this is the surface color because on light theme, the surface color is likely going to be white or a shade of white. And that will be the actual surface color, but the contra color is going to be black. But when we change that on the dark theme, the surface color is going to be roughly black or a shade of black, and the contra color is going to be white. But still, you're going to have that dominant color, even in the dark theme. So the dominant color, again, so for example, this one is, I don't know, some shade of magenta, whatever that color is. And you can see we have different colors and they change altogether, but they're going to revolve around this. So an actual color is nothing more than just an inline class that wraps in a color, so there is nothing fancy there. But for contra color, you also have a color, but the contra color also has a nature. So it could be light in nature or dark in nature. So a very good example is while it's going to be hard to say if the primary color is light or dark in nature, but it's going to be easy to say the contrast color because when we're doing typography, we'll typically will be writing in white or a shade of white and black or a shade of black. So that if it is white, then it's going to be light in nature, the contra color. If it is dark, it's going to be dark. If it's black, it's going to be, or a shade of black, it's going to be dark in nature. So that's really the huge difference between these two. And when you understand these concepts properly, it starts becoming easier to implement this. Uh, but maybe to fully understand the proper way of doing this, let's try to implement a particular screen and see how it goes. But before we do, I would like to welcome any question. If anyone has a particular question, now is the time on like before we go into implementation. Like that is the theory. I don't want to invest so much into the theory, but we would like to jump into the practicality of it and see how we're going to approach it. So any questions? Going once, going twice. Can you guys hear me? I'm lost. Okay, okay. So either ninaeleweka ama either ninaeleweka ama sieleweki. But please, you can stop to ask me a particular question. Okay, so which screen do you guys think we should start at least try to migrate? Um, so this is Guardian. Ooh, okay. So this is admission. Ah, but I haven't merged. Have I? I'm not sure. Maybe I have. So let's go Guardian. Guardian. Blog dashboard. Okay, so kuna candidate blog dashboard, kuna blog dashboard, kuna Guardian. Which one else would you guys suggest we check? Kwa wengine you're okay. Admission nini? The dashboard. Aya, choose one. Chris. No. Sorry, sorry. Ngoja tuwape newcomers the benefit of choice here. Chacha Roberts. We have admissions, and inside admissions we have the Guardians page, this one, but we also have the blog. Which part should we try to solve and come up with a much more proper, like which should we try to migrate so that we understand how this thing works properly? Blog. Okay. Okay. Blog is one. So let's do blog and then we see how things are going to go. I haven't touched blog in ages. So what is even the entry point of this thing? I hope there is something called blog dashboard. Yes, there is. Okay. So I will try to do a graceful migration, so I won't be breaking everything, so that we don't break a lot of things. I know they're interconnected things, and then when we are done, we'll move things over. So the first thing is it's already in the panel, so I think we can do just let's call it theme by panel dot. So in here, um, uh, I do have, so I know there is theme engine and theme manager. This is the one that we should be migrating away from. So let me just deprecate it really, deprecated, and say use theme instead. But again, when we finish and when we get rid of this, we're going to rename this back into theme. So right now, I just don't want to cause a lot of troubles there. So we'll be using theme, the theme manager, and um, state, I believe. Let me double check here. Yeah, the state. So all the states, don't use it. It's not good there. Okay, so we have this so-called state here, and perhaps we should start with the dashboard header. And I can see some colors here. So let me just see what does this color do. Sorry, let me do this. So I'm just going to duplicate this and see what kind of, if I mark this as a red color, how would it look on the blog? So also let me just do this so that I don't have to be clicking a lot of bunch of stuff. So we're gonna go into blog directly. Okay. So while that is running, let me try to investigate here. Do we have any colors here? No, we did not. Looks like we don't have colors here. No colors, no colors. Interesting. No colors. So we just have one there. That is very, very interesting. Okay. So let's see what what works there. Cool. Aha. So it is this line here. And also light theme is broken. So there is that. And then okay, no, is it broken? No, I think it's the dashboard that is not properly compliant. So we'll start with the header, and I'm not sure what that line is supposed to be in. So I think yes, it is a divider, and on dark theme, I think it's supposed to be whitish. So now the thing here is notice that in all the themes we're drawing, this line is being drawn on top of the surface, right? So On the dark theme, it is the white. On light theme, it is the white surface. On the dark theme, it is the light. It is a it is a it is a kind of dark surface. So this makes it easy to just take this from the surface. So for now, just the drawing here, I'm just going to do instead of this red. So I'm going to do this is going to be theme dot surface dot contrast color because they don't want to have the surface color itself. So the contrast color of the surface, and basically that's that, right? I've given it a little bit of the same alpha channels there. So we will be playing with the alpha a lot because we don't want to have a source of multiple colors, just one color, and then all you do is play with the opacity and how to blend them. So let's see just how that particular change, just the color, works. But also, so if I go on, oh, sorry, if I go on dark mode, you can see, I know it's a little bit faint, but that's how it should be. Can you guys see this color? Yes. Yeah, so from this side, it's clear, but I know because it's pixelating, I think that's right. But something it's also present on light mode, but I think because we are not surfacing any font styles up there, it's becoming a little bit tricky. So maybe we should start by fixing that. But before we go, something tells me this code was written before we had a modifier called underline, right? But now we do have a modifier called underline. So can't I just do this and be done with this draw behind thing? So ta ta ta. How about that? So I think that should bring the same effects, but the stroke width here was 1 dp. This one is 2. So let's see if it will make any difference. And then we're going to move into the dashboard header itself. Cool. Yeah, same effect I see. So cool. So let's go into the dashboard header and see if we can improve. So that is another quality of life. I like deleting more code that I'm writing. So let's go into the dashboard header and see if we can do some stuff here. So we have some font color here from text, and we know we're drawing this on the surface. So we're going to be doing the same thing as well. So this is going to be theme by panel dot themes state. And then from here, so since this is a surface, it's just going to be like theme dot surface contra color. And then this one is also contra color, but looks like it has a little bit of some alpha, so it's just going to be theme dot surface contra color as well. And what other thing is there required? So there is a focus filter switch. Looks like it's taking in some colors. We're going to see how to properly address that. And then we have some pop-up stuff here as well that we'll see how to worry about when it comes to colors. Ooh, we have these select colors here. That's nice. We'll see how to deal with that. But for now, let's see what that change has made for us. So I'm expecting these colors to now be theme compliant, which means they should work on light theme and dark theme. But initially they were only working, I think, on dark theme because they were using an old theme engine. So let's see. Okay, something is not right. So they are working properly on lights, but not dark. Interesting. So what's the issue here? So this is landscape, my bad. We were going for portrait. Where is portrait? Um, yeah, notice how these are landscape. Dashboard header. Okay. Oh, yeah. Where are those values? Oh wait, we don't have this header. I think they're in here. So you know what? Let's do this. Wait, focus filter switch. I think it's this one. So yeah, let's perhaps it's in here. So let's see what is in here. And I think it's gonna be wise to pass in the theme, and then um, let's do this for now. And then theme equals to theme. And then let's see. Inside focus filter switch, we know that we have theme, which should be a theme manager. And then just to see that it's not breaking. Okay, what is theme here? Theme is theme color. So let's do that. Theme color, not colors, color. Okay, so here, this is what we're supposed to do. So this becomes theme dot surface contrast color. And then this one becomes, so we have toggle switch colors. We'll see how to solve that. For now, let's do again. This is the same. Theme dot surface contrast color. Yeah. So now with that, you should be we should be good to go, at least on mobile, and see how that looks like. Yeah, there we go. So now our colors are at least visible on desktop, on mobile. And let's try light theme, dark theme, light theme, dark theme. I don't think I like how the switch looks, especially even the thumb. The thumb could have been black, could have been a foreground color. So let's see how we're going to be doing this toggle switch. I'm noticing there is this toggle switch color here. So let's see if we can do an equivalent of what I've been telling people to do a lot, because this toggle switch could be used over and over. So it's better to have something like them to toggle switch colors. Toggle switch colors, just like that, and we should be good to go. So for now, let me put it down here, and then we'll migrate it away. So this is going to be private fun theme color the toggle switch colors, and then I'll just paste this here and see how this behaves. Okay, so when it is on, we need the back. Okay, let's start with the foreground color. I think the foreground color would make sense. I don't know. Help me out here. So it looks okay. So it should have the foreground color. So I mean the contra color. So this is going to be surface contra color, I think. Yeah, this should be the same regardless. And then for the background, now I think, I'm not sure, so I just think this is going to be surface actual color. We're going to give it some sort of an alpha value. So this is a guess. We'll see how that goes. So for those who don't know this API, let's see if this would. So this is it's the colors that we would pass on that switch, and they're saying when it is on, what should the background be and what should the foreground be, and when it's off, what should the background be and what should the foreground be. So let's see if that improves anything on what we're seeing here. Ta -ta -ta -ta. Cool. Now with that, I think I have them reversed, right? Wait, let me try on dark mode. Let's see. Okay. What did I miss? So I think we need a different background color. And because it is on the surface, we're drawing it on the surface, so it wouldn't make sense for it to be at the surface. So I think it should be the contra color really. So let's try with the contra color and see. Mhm. That's proving to be very straightforward, but let's find out. Oh, but I think when it's on the background, it tends to lighten up more than when it is off. So let's see. Hey, there we go. Okay, okay. Now that's not bad. So on dark mode, hey, that's not bad, right? I tell you what. So let's say when it is on, why don't we give it the dominant color really now? Now that I'm saying about this, so let's let it be a dominant color, and it's not the contra color; it's the actual dominant color. But let it shout more. But when it is off, it's going to still be the actual dominant color. But this one is going to be actual, but it's going to fade a little bit more. Maybe that is a little bit aggressive. So let's see how that turns out. Mhm. 3, 2, 1. Now, good. Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't like it. So I think the other one was much better. Yeah, yeah. So perhaps some animation could be used to trigger it, but to make it transition smoothly from the other color to to another color. But for now, I think I like the previous implementation more. So we're just going to be sticking with this for now. And I think let me try with 0.3 there because I feel like that was much more that would look much more better. So we should have that in place and then maybe move on to the second thing, which was the pop-up, I believe. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. On light theme and on dark theme. Light theme and on dark theme. Yeah. So I'm going to intentionally skip these ones out because I feel like they'll be giving us solitary reward. So let's jump directly to this card, and then if we have enough time, we're gonna come back here. But because these cards are they're occupying so much of the screen, it almost feels like we are not moving. So let's go to our published and whatnot yet. I promised to move this, so I think this is also the better time to do that. I'll start moving it closer to the tools folder that is closer here. Don't we have a colors thingy going on? Okay, wait. Blog tools are here. So let's put you in here. And package, I'll call you colors. And then, yeah, I'll create a new file called switch, I believe. Kotlin file. Thank you. And then I'll just move this implementation there. Mark you as internal so that Isaac don't scream on me when I submitted Pierre. Then I'll fix that. Cool. That's enough for now. This one is not usable, so why not just get rid of it? Then come back here, get rid of colors, and that seems okay. So let's go back one step ahead because I recall dashboard header was being used here. And then we had the column, and then we had the flex metrics. Let's deal directly with metrics. By the way, this is triggering me here. We'll find a way to quickly solve that. So going into metrics, oh, we have blah 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 going on here, unused. So we're going to do the same thing. Theme by panel dot theme state, and then now distribution. Okay, so looking at this, it needs to take the dominant color, but kind of make it a little bit faint, I believe. So for now, this one I'm just going to do theme dot dominant actual color. That's going to be the background of it all. But I'm going to make it a little bit faint so that I don't know. I think 0.3F. Just trying it out. That's going to be the background of the distribution. And so this is portrait, different padding and whatnot. So this is distribution. So let me do it right here. So this is going to be private fun modifier dot distribution, at least for now. And actually, I think the right thing to do here is put it inside distribution itself. There we go. I'm just going to make a modifier here for distributions, and then I'll be moving all of this there, and then this is going to just be modifier dot distributions. Come on, if I can type. Okay, Copilot is not copiloting, not cooperating. So distribution. Yeah, something weird is going on here. So let's say this one does return a modifier, and this we need an orientation. So I think I'm going to take here an orientation, which is a screen orientation. Yeah. I'm also going to take a theme, which is a theme color. Yeah. And then allow to change this to when statement. And here we're going to do just this, and then we'll put the padding and all that stuff, and then we won't be needing this. And then is landscape is just going to be the same thing. So this is going to be this, and then we have, yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. Now in here, yeah. I'll show you. So unaenda kwenye ile if, unabonyeza alt enter. Sawa, ngoja nione kama kuna if statement huku chini. Hamna. So nitakuonyesha nikiona nyingine. Nitakuonyesha nikiona nyingine. For now, tuje huku kwenye distribution. Why is it? It's private. God damn it. So it should be internal. There we go. Okay. So now distribution. There we go. Okay. So we're going to give it orientation together with what? Just theme, I believe. Do we have theme? Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I think, okay, well, I'm not so sure, but let's find out. I think the background should be set. Maybe the font colors should be a little bit weird there. Not, let's find out. There we go. Now that is not what we want, is it? Maybe for dark theme it's what we want, but no, it's too bright. So let's find a way to sorry, distribution. It's too bright. Maybe 1F. You see? But in the end, I think you all get the picture. You're only dancing with dominant color, surface color with the contrast and the alpha values. That's all. I hope we get into some places where we need to do a little bit of blending to see how things are. Okay, let's go to The dark version's almost there, but not quite yet. And I think we need to do something slightly different here. So for light theme, wait, I think it is actually right in the light theme, almost there. So we can find a way to properly do this really. So um, let me see. We need to blend this with the surface color. How do we do it? Okay, so maybe let me explain the issue before trying to solve it actually. So when you go on the light mode, the surface is light, and the primary that we have here, the dominant color that we have here, it is transparent in a way. So because it is transparent, it makes this um, it makes them look a little bit off. But also before I make that call, let's try to change these fonts here. Perhaps the fonts could also inform us on something. Um, so inside distribution, we should also take in theme, which is supposed to be theme color. Yeah. And then in here, we are drawing these on typically onto the surface. So we should be drawing them with surface contra color, I believe. So inside distribution, we have all these status distribution things. So let's just open one up. Let's just open one up and give it a theme, which is of type theme color, right? And then in here, uh, where is it? This modifier should be moved to the call site. Um, I think, where is the text? There we go. Where is this color from? Okay, that is the one for the statuses. I don't want to touch that. But it is this one that I want to touch. As you can see, it's a surface foreground. So this is just going to be theme dot surface contra dot color. And then this one as well is going to be the same. So this is going to be theme dot surface contra color. Cool. So let's see that. I still feel like we will have. Oh, sorry. I need to pass in theme here instead of colors. So theme equals to theme. And then in here, I think I'll need the same lines. So I'm just gonna do that. Set at a time, and then go there, pass in the theme. Oh, pass in the theme here as well. Pass in the theme here as well. Okay, and then pass in here the theme as well. Format before doing anything, and then rerun. Yeah. So okay. So we have our modifier there. Okay, not bad. So okay, yeah, okay. You know, let's leave it like that for a moment, and then we'll see if we can improve it. I think we can, but let's leave it like that for a moment, and then we'll see. Oh, I haven't tested on the dark mode. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's leave it like that for now. Perhaps it was the foreground that was spoking me a little bit, and now I think I'm noticing some stuff. The rings, these rings here. So where are those rings? I think they're here inside status distribution. And these rings, how do I set the color? Circular progress. Color, there you are. So surface foreground. Cool. So then this is just gonna be, so you have a background for the color and okay, the foreground is already set. So this is just gonna be a theme dot surface contra color, I believe. Surface contra color, that should work there. And now colors is not being used. Before getting rid of it, let's try to rerun this and see. Yeah, yeah. Now that looks okay. Yeah. Now it properly adapts based on the font, and now it looks fine actually. If I change the color, yeah, it's not so aggressive. That's nice. So let's go to this chart here and see how we can improve it. But before that, some cleanup. Um, yeah. Let's go to status distribution. There you are. So cleanup. How do I do this cleanup in a smooth way? Can I do that? So I do control arrow, zero results. And when I do control arrow, 104 results. Replace all. Boom. Format. Come on. Fine. Uh, Still easier than. Okay. Oh, what's happening? Yeah, there you go. Formats. Okay. Escape. There. But also, I think this one has an unused colors. So getting rid of it just like that. Huh? Mm, yeah. Also, we'll be moving this modify definition to the call site. So going to distributions here, but I think distribution already starts with fill max width. No? So in fill max width, fill max width, so I don't have to overload it there. Okay, make sure we didn't break anything. Mm, yeah, everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be twerking. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Uh-huh, go ahead. Okay, there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll fix that. Mi mwenyewe naona kuna some variation. We'll fix that. But nataka nimalizie huku kwanza so that sasa hivi when you go light theme kidogo it looks off and inakuwa ngumu kidogo ku evaluate. So let's fix it and then we're gonna come back here. Yeah. Oh, that being said, uh, uh, so reader's spline. This looks just so horrible, man. So what do we do here? So we have 1.8f and whatnot, and then we have backgrounds. Okay, so um, okay. You were asking, sorry, you were asking how did I convert an if statement to a when statement? So you place your cursor on if, you press Alt Enter, and then there is replace if with when. You see this option? Boom. Yeah. And then is portrait as well. Yeah, but it's not making this look pretty. So we'll see. There we go. Oof, that looks even way horrible. What am I doing? Oh, so I think I would like this dot to be here. Yeah, we'll see the best way to for this. This weight is kind of giving me some jibby but one problem at a time. So reader's spline. Reader's spline, I think, should take in a theme, right? Which is the theme color. And then inside here, let's see, intrinsic, blah blah blah. I'm fishing for those backgrounds that I'm looking for. I don't see. Oh, we have graph. Where's the background? So these are the colors. I'm not seeing any background, guys. Are you seeing any background that I'm missing? Huh. It's actually out here. Okay, never mind. So let's start by, I think we're still gonna need it. So give it some theme there. Theme equals to theme. But the background here, it's gonna be roughly the one that is in distribution. And let's do it like this. If there is a question in the chat, I'm currently on this screen, so I don't think I'll be able to see. Just so mhm. Yeah, let's try with that and see how things are going to go. Okay. Not so bad. Already in good graces. So let's see the font colors here. If we can save the font colors. So just into these blind charts. Here we are. So all you need is surface foreground really. So this one is going to be, sorry, theme dot surface contra color, and then this one is also to be, so this one was primary, so which is equivalent of dormant. So just going to say theme dot the dominant, I mean dominant actual color. Okay, and then this is the text, so this is surface contra. So this is going to be theme surface contra color, and then this is also going to be surface contra color, and then this is a dominant color, but this is a, ooh, I think this is just the dominant color. So dominant actual color actually. So you have the dominant actual color, but this one is the mark. So this is going to be surface contra, theme dot surface contra color. Same as here. So this is the theme dot surface contra color, and I think that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So let's rerun it and see if our chart looks like it is charting properly. Of course. Hey, our text colors on the y-axis are still not behaving. I think this is it. This is it here. So this should be uh, theme dot surface contra color. Yeah, I think that is what we forgot there. Are we still using colors? Apparently we are. Where are we using it? Hmm, down here. Hmm, let's see. We'll see. But let's rerun this. Okay. Hey, there we go. There is a little bit an issue with our chart there, but I think, yeah, we can solve that a little bit. So dark theme, that's how it looks. Light theme, dark theme. Hmm. Yeah. So I'm getting a theme here. So you know what? So let's go back here to, let's call it background file. And here I'm going to do an internal fan modifier dot, let's call this dashboard background. It will take in a theme color, for now at least. And we don't want a lot of these things really, just the background aspect of it all. So this is going to be this dot, sorry, back, okay, import, yeah, that one. There we go. I don't need paddings or clippings or whatever. I can always change those. But I think I do need shape, right? Background color does tend to take a shape. And the default, I'm noticing here, I could be wrong, but the default shape here, I would say this is a round corner shape of 20 dp. Although, frankly speaking, I do hate the 20 dp. But what is happening? Ah, shape. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, sure. I was. So, so this is, oh, I have seen it in from distribution. There's distribution here. So distribution took the dominant theme color. So let's take you actually. I'm interested in you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. And then uh, we're going to put you there, I believe. Dashboard background. So when we come back here, inside distribution, instead of this, I'm just gonna do dashboard background color and give it the theme. And then I'm going to do the same here into dashboard background color and give it the theme. All right, that's starting to look slightly more clean. Okay. And then I think we were doing something with the reader spline here. This should be dashboard background color. Give it the theme. And then something is telling me below the metrics. Oh, sorry. I need to clean my inputs there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Instead the metrics here, Um, we're gonna find a way to clean those as well, but we have a reaction list. Inside the reaction list here, I think we're also going to pass in the theme, and then reaction list will also have theme, which is of type theme engine. And now, summary items. Okay, where are you at, summary items? I'm looking for that background. We have something called card colors. What are they? Ah, it's a color pair. Okay, okay, okay. Looks like all I have to do is deal with you here. Ah, okay. So let's do this. Private, fun, theme, color to card colors, I think. So this is a color pair, I believe. We are looking for a color pair here. And it has some background. Okay, I'm not so sure here. So I think for this one, the background is going to be, I don't know, surface. Oh, surface. I'm really not sure here. So for the foreground, I'm certain it's going to be surface contra color. If that's the foreground, so then the background is going to be surface. Oh yeah, okay. For now, let's just do contra color with some sort of alpha. This is likely going to be a very wrong approach, but we'll see. And I don't know. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So then you are going to be themed to what? To card colors. So what is the issue? Not a theme. This is not a theme engine. It should be theme color. Yeah. So that this becomes themed to card colors. There we go. Okay. We need theme in here, I believe. So theme equals theme. And then we run this. Okay, yeah, I knew this one was a little bit wrong, but let's see. Dark light. Okay, so it's just the background that we have wrong, really. Interesting. So then the background, at least for now, the background color should be the dominant one with some alpha then. Yeah. So this is the dominant color, the actual dominant color. I don't remember if this was 0.1, 0.2. I do not. Yeah. Mhm. I think so. So they look different, these colors. So let's find a way to make them look proper. And what do we do there? We come back to um, so I think I did have a modifier called background dashboard something. Dashboard background. There we go, there we go. And this one is let me do this. Instead of fun, Sorry, I meant this should be theme color. That's dashboard background. Huh? Should this be a function or a getter? Let's make it a getter. Internal val. Let me just do this. There is no point for it being a function. So this is going to be, yeah, exactly that, at least for now. So when you get here, it becomes theme dot, sorry, theme dot dashboard background. Let's do this, dashboard background color. Yeah. And then when we go back here to reaction list, this one becomes dashboard background color. There we go. So now they all share the same source of truth, at least. Mm. Import. There we go. Run. Okay. What is happening? I think that's it. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So now our stuff looks like this. And you can see while it's not 100% complete, but it's way better from where it was, right? So let's address the issue that you've all been kind of surfacing. They look slightly different, and let me see if I can pull this off. So we need to blend some things here. Um, I'm not sure how, so just bear with me. Let's go to the dashboard background color. So this is the color that is a little bit tricky. I'm going to try some stuff here and see. So I don't need to have this here, but I know it should be, so if it is dark, it should be slightly dark. It should be, if it's in a light theme, it should be slightly light. So we're going to have to start with the surface. Actually, so do I have to do this dot? Yeah, and then I'll fix that. So this dot surface actual color, I think is gonna be the background of it all. And then we're going to composite it over this dominant color. It could be the other way around. I'm not so sure really, but let's find how this looks like for now at least. So it's either that or the vice versa. I don't properly remember. Hmm. Yeah, that's not it. So I think it's the vice versa. So you have to do this one is the one that should be composite over the surface color. So dot composite over the surface color. Let's see. Slowly we're gonna get there. Okay, I think we're almost there. Hey, yeah, slightly pale on the light thing, but something tells me that is actually much better. So let's try different colors. Okay, okay, let's do 0.05. I don't know, something like that. And then C. Okay, so now that becomes not so good on light theme. Also not so good on dark theme. So do we need to increase it rather than decrease it? Yeah, apparently. Let's try. Let's see. That is shouting so much. No, I don't like this one. Yeah. So I think it is somewhere here. So somewhere in 0.15 perhaps. But you all get the idea, really. You all get the idea. So while we're here, I think we can try something out as well. While we're here, uh, you might you might want to do something slightly different when it is maybe um, yeah. So I think I need it to be 0.1 on dark theme and maybe 0.2 on light theme. So I'm just gonna do it like this. So now this is going to be a block instead of what we have here. Then I'm going to compute the alpha depending on whatever. So when this, so if it is light, if it is on light theme, I said I want it to be, I don't know, 0.2. But on dark theme, I want it to be around 0.1 F, right? And then just do that. And then now I can just pass the alpha directly. Mm, So I think I need a return type here. It should be of type color now. Yeah, there we go. I have to mark this with return, I believe. Yeah. So now the theme itself, like it has a nature, a light nature or a dark nature. So this is what I was telling you about the nature. So if you want to check if you're in dark theme or light theme, just say, is this theme color? Is you can check if it is light or is dark. And then yeah. So that is how it would look on light theme, but it won't be too shouting on dark theme, which is what we're kind of going for, I think. Uh, yeah, that is how it looks on other side. This thing is bugging me, the fact that it's protruding here. So let me see if I can fix that real quick. So I think it is reader's blind chat. And what is happening? So we start with padding bottom, fill max heights, and then we have this other modifier, but we're really interested in when it's not horizontal, when it's not landscape. So we are not interested in this column. What are we interested in? This column. We have something called graph padding, and we have the graph fill max size. So perhaps I can do well, uh, so perhaps I can do fill max width, but I can do fill max height of 0.9 f. Maybe that can work there. Yeah, yeah, perfect. So cool, dark theme, light theme, dark theme, light theme. Okay. No, I think it's this fill max height upper. So perhaps we need the max size back. Sorry. But mbona kwamba ilikuwepo mwanzoni? So let's double check. So pale juu niliiona kweli bottom padding. Hii hapa graph padding huku. Okay, but let's see. See ipi? Ipi? Mm. But let's see. Yeah, without that inafika chini. So it's just about reducing the size of this thing, of this all. Um, oh, you know what? Instead of doing all these shenanigans, why don't I just do this? Clip to bounce. What's the fuss? I think clip to bounce should work as well. Mm, yep, worked. Yeah. So there is something I don't like. I think that these curves are too much. Don't you guys think so? Too yeah. So I know I'm not talking about those curves in the graph. I'm talking about this corner radius here. It's, I think they're so large, had so large corners. So let's see how that looks now without too many large corners. Hey, see? That looks better. Okay, we haven't done this. Yeah, these ones. They are too large. And on dark, see? Light, dark. Light, different color. That looks good. I agree, it looks girlish, but good. The teacher could be a female, right? Or that, or that. See? Or that. That looks nice, if you ask me. Chris, what do you think? Christopher? Uh-huh. Ah, Robert. Uh-huh. What do you think? Kwenye nini lines? What do you mean? Ah, you mean this particular switch? Okay, 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 okay. I get you. So let's go to it. I think it was called tab switch. Ah, we had it here. So I think either on and off. This should be the primary. I think so. The dominant color. Sorry, my mind is still thinking in the old. So this is the dominant actual color. I'm not sure if it should be that. So, oh, that is the background. Sorry, I meant to change the foreground. So this should be the dominant actual color for foreground, really. So there and there as well. I think so. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, there you go. Right? And actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I think no, that's fine. I think. Yeah. Ooh, that one looked weird. Yeah. This is too faint. This is much more clear, but so I think there's just some colors that wouldn't look good. Although you can make some effort, but for example, this color here, yeah, it's a little bit kwenye theme. Yes, yeah. So kwa mfano dominant ni hii hapa. You see, this is the dominant color. So tuende kwenye light ndo utaelewa. So this is the dominant color. You see this? So this is the dominant in this screen. This is the dominant. This one is the dominant. Dominant. So it's always going to take the dominant color. Iwe tofauti, it's still the dominant color. No, no. Okay. So, not necessarily. Actually, not necessarily. Like, so let me show you. So you see this? Let me give you the Academia blue. You see this color? This is blue in Academia, but this is its light mode. In dark mode, it's like this. So it is the same color, but on dark mode, it looks like this. On light mode, it looks like that. So I'm not changing the color. I'm just changing the mode. Yeah. So you can even kind of make it darker, but again, that kind of defeats the purpose really. But actually, we can solve it this way. Let me show you something. So on dark theme, looks like it shouldn't be taking that, right? So we can do it like this. So this should return, I don't know, toggle switch colors, right? And then we can do it this way. So ta. Then this is going to be return, right? And then val foreground. And then we'll say when this, right? And then we'll be like, so when this is light theme, if it is light theme, it's just going to be the surface contra color. Yeah. If it is dark, do I want it the other way around? I think I want it the other way around. So if it is light, I want it to be dominant color. If it is dark, surface color. And then now here I just do foreground. And here I just do foreground. Cool. So now with that little change, on light theme, our switches will be adapting to the dominant color, but on light theme, they'll just be taking the surface color, right? And that is also a reasonable implementation. So that is on light theme, and you can see, sorry, as you can see, it looks proper. And on dark theme, it still looks proper. Yeah, I think that is the best implementation of them all, right? Yeah, yeah. I'll keep that one. Okay. Is there a question? My designer. What do you mean, Mr. My designer? Mm-hmm. Sasa hapo tutaenda kwa Adam huko, tutaandamana. Uh, but curious sana sana, this goes for Ronald, Isaac, alafu I'll hear thoughts za Robert and Steve. This new theming model versus zile ya kwanza, mnaona which one is much more better and much more improved? Tuanze na this. Mhm. Mm. Yeah, it's true. Mm. 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 Nagoma. I see. I see. Mm. Mbona table haipo hapo? We haven't solved the table. Mm. Yeah. Blend. Yeah, as you can see, right? Yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's the thing. What is left? What? Uh-huh. Landscape. Yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, we'll see. Worry out. We'll solve all that stuff. But mhm. Isaac, Isaac, what do you think? This new filming model versus ile ya kwanza? Uh-huh. Itakuwa. Eh, uh-huh. So, yeah. Mm. So, so while I agree with you, Isaka, but nikuonyeshe kitu. You are not limited kufanya something like this. So let me say internal function theme color, and then maybe pop up confirm. There is nothing stopping you to do this. Sawa. And then hapa unaiset background ya hiyo pop-up yako. I don't know. Let's say for now, I don't know, color.red. Sawa. And then you also go and set foreground yake. I don't know, maybe color.blue. And now you end up using the whole thing across the application. See? So this color model, I mean, uh-huh. Yes, yes, yeah. So this theming model ina allow that customization ya kwamba ukishaitafuta ukaipata, you can keep on reusing it all over, kama ambavyo we have done it hapa. Hata hii kwenye switch colors, now we know like every time we need a switch color, you can just go to toggle switch color, and then it should also follow the same process. If you needed something different, of course you can customize it different. But yeah, nimesikia lakini argument yako. So you still prefer the old one, the old theming mode over this one. So ndio? Mhm. Steve, you're mute if you're speaking. This one. I see. Yeah. And you, Robert, you're mute if you're speaking. Uh-huh. Answer the question. Uh-huh. Mm, mm, I see. Okay. So siwezi kukuuliza Chris or Joe because you haven't done any of this, but soon you will also be doing this kwenye Overwatch na taratibu tu. Eh? I don't remember. Ah, sikumbuki. Ah, okay, 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 okay. I see, I see, I see. Yeah, okay. So, kwa kuwa umeshatumia, what do you think? This model na ile, which one is easy? Specificity is good. Mm-hmm. I see. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 I see. Chinja huyo. Anyway, so yeah, apparently. So guys, that's it. I will be pushing this code. Um, so wote ambao you're currently working, you don't have to start doing following this color theme at least this week, lakini next week I think tutakuwa tukiwa tukifanya implementation. We'll be working on this. Kutakuwa kuna I would also want us to focus on migration from ile old model to this new one after tukimaliza to get rid of that one kabisa, because I feel like this one is really portable, inaweza itumika kwenye multiple projects. You can also take it, you customize it specifically. Kwa mfano hizo what Isaka anasema, we can have another package ambayo iko kwa academia specific ambayo ita customize pop-ups vipi, ziko vipi na nini, zina kala ipi, and then zinaanza tu kutumika across, but the underlying backing engine can be used kwenye something like uh, nanilii kule Overwatch and any other project utakayofanya. So, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes, yes, I've seen that. Mm-hmm. No, so I wouldn't advise zile defined kupitia the engine. Zile, the best course of action for those ones should be defined. Kuna some age conflict hapa. The best form of those should be defined on hebu ngoja kwanza. Let me abort this merge. Git merge dash dash abort. So this is what I've been facing every time. Yani nikipiga kidogo unakuta watu wamepush afu nikimerge kuna conflicts. Anyway, so you are speaking about these colors or hizi hapa, right? So ndio, Ronald? Yeah, so I think the best here is to have some sort of settings ambayo ni specific maybe for, I don't know, chat colors or whatever, and then someone can go and set. Lakini ukianza kuziset directly kwenye theme, now your theme engine ina worry about a lot of colors and inaanza kuwa very heavy, convoluted kuzipata. Yeah. So maybe the best course of action hapo tu nyingine ni kwamba is to pick colors ambazo they would work, they would look good on a light screen and they would also look good on a dark screen, because in the end, no matter what the dominant color is, we won't be painting these colors on one of those dominant colors. Itakuwa maybe a very light shade of the dominant color, as you see hapa. Does that answer your question? Okay, anyone else question? No? Cool. Then let me just push this. So remember to pull. I'll just be merging this. Git merge origin main. Remember to pull before anything, then we'll see. Um, button colors. Okay, color pair, button colors, deprecated, deprecated. Kuna mtu ameongeza button colors huko eh? Safi kabisa. Haya, tuziweke humu. What else? Looks like there's some things here. I don't know. Import and you as well. And then these are the same. This one now. Then apply. Then let's go here as well into this index. So what has been added? Opportunity. Opportunity detail. Okay, fine. So I think what should be done is you, 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 add the panel in as well. And then you, and then you, yeah, and then you, blank line, seriously, you. What is this opportunity? Okay, we'll see how to tackle that. You, and probably that. I just click apply here. I know it will crash, but let me see. Let the compiler help me find where these things are crashing. Here's index. Endpoint.opportunities. I have an Academia core, right? Academia core. Git fetch origin main. Git merge origin main. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Deprecated. We'll be solving all of those as well. Come here. Opportunity, opportunity. So we don't want you. Path that opportunity. Ah, help me here, Ronald. Opportunities. Okay, thank you. Then this is panel instead of drawer. And then ni nani? So let me make sure that everything is working hapa. Eh, we sasa sometimes unakuta una changes zako. Sometimes sitaki kulose changes zangu. So na pick huku kulia na kushoto mpaka ikubali. Ukiaccept kote unashangaa kazi yako yote imenanili